Hello, guys. How are you today, darlings? Okay, y'all. So today I have just I've had a great workout. I've had like a great time avoiding people. Um, so I left off at how we were kidnapped. But before I get to there, it was like I went over the video and I'm like, what happened? What happened? So this story that I'm about to tell is like still suspect because I don't know what happened. It could have been Sadie, and it's probably not me. I don't know because I'm like, didn't they protect me? And I wasn't with this family like until I was like a baby. So this is what happened. And it's like because the surrogate kept speaking this all over, like the surrogate who is like essentially one of Sadie's murderers. And it's like, I don't know if she's one of Sadie's murderers or what. Like, yeah, but I'm gonna say she's one of Sadie's murderers. So the good, the good is I was with Billy and his family. And it's like that is like the most awesome situation ever. Do you hear me? Like I was just so happy, y'all. I was just elated. Um I like that I could be honest. I liked that I could play. I like that it was like different. Like everybody was different. Everybody's from somewhere else. Um, I like that I got to travel a lot. Like I was just like at all these different houses. Um, I liked I didn't get to see like I really spent a lot of my time after that with Nikki and Terrell. I never was with Nikki and Terrell as much as I think I was. But I really don't remember a whole lot like until I got to Nikki and Terrell. So that I'm just telling you everything up until I was with Nikki and Terrell. And when I say Nikki and Terrell, that's Angela Nicole Thomas and Antoine Terrell Thomas. And they are Marvin Gaye's children. Y'all, they are so freaking awesome. So Nikki is not like a music. She's into music, but she's not like I'm gonna play music or I'm gonna sing songs, I'm gonna dance. But she is a great writer, right? And then Terrell is like I can dance with him, I can create with him. He's still a great writer. He's a great creator. Um, he's also a great father. I think he's also a great big cousin, big brother. Like he was a cousin. I mean, he was like a big brother for me and Aubrey. So that's like so cool too. And that's in Aubrey's music too. So that's it. Um, and then the bad. I was supposedly raped as a baby, but I really think that somebody just did a split and hurt themselves. Was it me? Somebody split or something and hurt themselves. That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking this horrible story came from. And then the ugly, it was June. So that's what I'm thinking. Is somebody did a split and they hurt themselves. That's it. Or somebody did a split and just was in a split. I don't know. So the the bad. So it's a rape in there somewhere. And it's molestation. And the molestation is after I was kidnapped. So I haven't got to the parts of me being kidnapped, but I just want to go over that part too. So it's supposedly like some horrible story where my mother got raped and her vagina was in when she was having a baby, her vagina was split open. Then I was like, why does she keep telling me this story? So I really do think that Sadie did a split or I did a split and like we hurt our legs or something. Like we weren't trying to do the split. We just ended up in the split. One of us ended up in the split. That's it. I don't think it had anything to do with anybody's vagina being split open from rape or anything else. But that's it. And then the ugly was June. So all this time, like June is listening, just like all the other hookers that were listening, right? So June was listening, they were listening, and that's what it was. They were trying to say that I was at June's house and she was trying to set Sadie up to be a pimped or something like that. Sadie and Lady Day, she was trying to set him up to be pimped, which I think was just when Sadie was just at the house and was just talking about everything. So I think what really happened is like when the hooker was on the line talking like, who's gonna want me? Who's gonna want Okay, so let me just recap that part of the story too. So we're all in the kitchen or whatever, and somebody's like, who's gonna want me? I'm an orphan or something like that. And I'm thinking to myself, they gonna give me back. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all, I really did think that for real. I was like, that's how where my mind was. I'm like, they gonna give me back. Like, I don't know. Like, I was like, am I adopted? I didn't know what she was talking about, y'all. So that was it. So Sadie heard it, and Sadie's like, oh my God, you know what I'm saying? So everybody went around the room and they like talked about what they would give me. So they were gonna give me like pretty big eyes, and they were gonna give me eyebrows, and they were gonna give me a little button nose and all this different stuff. So that's what they were like telling me, right? And I'm gonna give you this, you know. And so they was holding it, right? So the sweetest part of it was when I got a chance to get to the Abilene, Texas house. Billy was like, "And I'm gonna make you president." And so that's what it is. It's like I'm Abraham Lincoln's family. So I don't know if it's from Dennis Graham or if it's from Sandy, but I'm Abraham Lincoln's kin. Y'all understand what I'm saying? So that's what Billy found out. So it's like they gave me something to make me president. It's just like, I guess it's like DNA. I don't know. It's just like this stuff holds a story. So it's like I have the device inside of me for me to be president. It's inside of my body. And if I die, it doesn't work. So that's it. So that's it. It's like once I'm dead, it doesn't go to the next person. It's just that's it. It's over. So that's what it is. He was gonna make me president, like good old Abe Lincoln. And that's the thing. I cannot lie. I only lie to protect myself. I protect myself, or I'll repeat your stories or something like that. I don't lie, hurt people, and it could be because we're Dutch. So this stuff is like it could be from our Dutch heritage, because our Dutch heritage is something that like where you guys are using the controls and all this stuff, and we're also like part Egyptian and all this. So it's like some of this stuff is just from bloodline stuff too. So that's it. So June was listening just like everybody else was, right? So that's the part I was getting to, right? She was listening just like everybody else. So everybody misconstrued everything. So I'm thinking that when this person was doing all this stuff, and she's a hooker, I'm not joking, she's a hooker, and it was pimps, right? I understand. So we having a gathering, and it's like a good old lady gathering. You know what I'm saying? It's like we in there talking and laughing. And it's like no boys there at all, like no men at all. Like we just in the kitchen, just having fun, just laughing, talking, everything, just all in the house. And that's when she says what she says. And when Sadie hears it, Sadie like, oh, I'm gonna get off of this. You know what I'm saying? So she actually turns it off. So it's not something that has to stay on all the time. It's not something that has to follow me either. So that's what it was. So I'm thinking that the person that had the horrible story was probably the person who was like, who's gonna want me? You know, I'm an orphan. You know what I'm saying? So we ended up with kidnapped children in our family, and they ended up kidnapping kids from our family. So that's my next part of the documentary, is where I get into the kidnap. So this part of the documentary, I'm just going back over the first part because I felt like I left some stuff out. So I left out how Billy, he owns everything that's on the Monopoly board. So he owns railroads, water companies, electric company. Y'all understand what I'm saying? And then all the properties around there, he owns all the properties. Virginia Avenue, like you see, I'm saying, if you go through the south side of St. Louis, you will see how they own all of the stuff. You'll see everything, like pretty much on the Monopoly stuff. Nikki and Terrell will see why they were stalking us and saying some of the stuff to us. Like at some point, somebody just started looking at the map and just making up stuff every time they saw something on the map. So that was it. Because we got one Oriental. So then they started cooking us Oriental food all the time. Like they always give us shrimp St. Paul's and stuff like that. Billy also owned Hasbro, so that's something else I left out. The cuckoo clock controls are hereditary, so it's like that's why, because people don't know that some people got reparations, so that's why the Dutch people got reparations or whatever, is because it's something that's hereditary. It's not something that we can take from our family. They can't take it outside of the family or people that are related to our family. So it's like I'm related to Billy's family, so that's it. That's how I get controlled too. So like I told you, I would be the showstopper. Let me entertain you, entertain you, You see what I'm saying? Entertain you. So that was what it was. Billy would set me up to just have my own television show as opposed to trying to have me control people from the clock. Y'all see what I'm saying? Because if you guys stay around me too long too, you might have really tall children, really tall and light children, or you could also have, you see what I'm saying? Because don't do that either, because that's not the truth. You understand? It's like um the clock related to Billy and his daughters, they, you see what I'm saying, now they have passed on. So it's like they have Dutch children. So Antoine's children are, they look Dutch, Michelle looks Dutch. His baby mama looks Dutch. His other baby mama looks Dutch. She's brown skin. She's like lighter than me. She's like between me and Aubrey's color, like straight in the middle. And she looks Dutch too, because they're tall. Like they always have like tall mates. I'm like short compared to the rest of the people in the family. Um the myths the myths is Disney. So Disney is one of the myths. We want Disney from a woman because a woman was acting like, well, I keep doing this stuff. So anyway, so Disney is a woman, right? And she was dressing up with the mustache and all this different stuff too. So I think that's what it was, that she was a woman. Martin Luther King and Rosa Parks, the holidays, that's a myth. I think Columbus didn't discover America either. It's just every American holiday is a myth. Everything except for Juneteenth. So nobody outside of Texas celebrates Juneteenth. And it's like, well, that's the day you should celebrate because Black people are actually happy in Texas. I'm happy in Texas, y'all. Like, I'm not joking. Um, that's it. They helped with the Great Depression, the Holocaust, the Titanic. So I think that's where Billy ended up with the Little Rascals, like doing the Titanic. I got to check the years, but that's what it was. Um, you use the devices to cause racism and conspiracy theories, right? So Black and white Americans use the devices to cause racism and conspiracy theories. So it'll be like me and my son made a toasted cheese sandwich, right? And I made a video about the toasted cheese sandwich, right? And I told you about the duck, the mallard, what I'm saying, or this is the Meyer effect, or something like that. So anyway, they will take something like that and just like blow it out of proportion. Somebody could just take that whole video and make it out of a conspiracy theory, and it's like the whole time they create a conspiracy theory, they are the conspiracy theory. If I like water, they'll try to empty out the water and give me water from the tap because they heard something on the device that I said, like you could sell tap water and it's okay because it's not FDA approved. But I think I was talking to David Banner when I was saying all this stuff. So um, me and Aubrey were used for precious moments. Me, Aubrey, and my cousins were used for precious moments, for movies, and for music. And when I say my cousins, I'm talking about Billy Graham. I mean Billy Graham. Oh my God, I'm sorry, not Billy Graham, but Billie Thomas's grandchildren. So it's like all of them are there on there with me. So it's like they've been using us for precious moments, for movies, for music, for clothes, for commercials, for all types of products, all those different things. So that shows you that we own the companies. They used my story or whatever, or all these kidnaps for The Color Purple and Bastard out of North Carolina. Um, I helped come up with Wi-Fi. I actually came up with Wi-Fi myself in the basement. So I was just asking Terrell about how he would think that the signal would pass through. Yeah, I was in there like, what can I mess with? Like I was trying to figure out stuff to fix and stuff. Like what can I take apart to see what's gonna happen? All I ever had to take apart was my and it actually broke, and it could have been one of the people that was in the house too that was messing with us. But all I had to take apart was my ballot, and I think I won it at the carousel, where the carousel is. What would you call that? At the theme park or whatever, at the ride park, whatever. So it was a jewelry box. So that's all I had, and that's all I could use. Like that's it. I just had the jewelry box. I had nothing to take apart except for my radio. They ended up breaking my radio too, or I put my radio on the floor so it stopped working. I had a purple radio. So it was like that's what it was. I wanted to figure out just how I could get the information through the signal to get Wi-Fi. Y'all understand what I'm saying? Like I was trying to figure it out. And then the visualizations and stuff, like how the art related to like how you can see and can't see and all this different stuff with the device and how we pass through and all this different stuff. And then oh yeah, the tore out devices in the ceiling. So I was trying to explain to y'all like how we keep the devices like on the outside, a part of what where the house is or whatever. It's not like it's something where we just in there trying to talk so you can hear everything in our house. But that was it. It's just like that, and because that's usually like where we'll have guests. So at the Abilene, Texas house, they tore them out of the ceiling and like by the pool. And then at the house that I was talking about, where I would like spin around like I was on the carousel, they tore them out by the door. I think they had one in the bedroom, but it's usually like just devices so we can hear what's going on in the house. Like we'll know what went on in the house or whatever. Or if somebody was there, like now, like I told y'all, like at my house, if something happens, if somebody comes in and I'm not there, and the device is on, I can actually go back through everything that they try to do in my house. Like it's not even something I have to think about. It just the device just takes me exactly where they were and shows me exactly what they did and what they took. So that's it. What else? And I'm an auntie. I'm an aunt. I've been an aunt my entire life, darlings. My entire life. I don't think I went to my grandmother's funeral or whatever, the Billie's mother funeral. So that's something else. I didn't go to the funeral or something like that. Somebody's talking about that. So they made up a funeral. They tried to say that I was going, like, I didn't get to go to the wedding or something like that. But the wedding was part of Sparkle. So they tried to like make it out like Sadie or something got married, which they thought was my mother, but that's my sister. So it's like they made up the wedding for Dodie. So Dodie didn't know they were working on Sparkle. Dodie was just being nosy. Then it was and that's the Rita Perry, Rita Dodie Perry. That's the woman that came and spoke to Angela Nicole Thomas at the carousel. So then what else was it? Um Oh yeah, so then the funeral, they made up a funeral for Norvell's brother or something like that. Norvell's brother supposedly got shot in East St. Louis, and they took me to the funeral. And I think I told them I didn't like them. When I first saw them in Texas, I was like, I don't know you, y'all. They just used to make me pass out and go back to sleep. Like, so they'll just do something, I just hit the ground. I just hit the floor. Just not, and I'll be in their arms, but I just pass out. That's it. I just pass out. So that's all. It's like that's pretty much it. I just want to recap and just go through stuff that I thought I missed because it's like, oh my God, it's so much to tell. Because now the kidnaps, that's so important. Like this next show is like so important because, oh my gosh, um, they kidnapped us and made us famous because I was famous. All of us are famous for real. So it's like, yeah, because we were famous. My other cousins weren't famous yet. Chris wasn't famous. Andre wasn't famous. Lotto wasn't born. Lotto wasn't born. I didn't know anything about Tracy or Chutney. I didn't know a damn thing. And I was in Texas. I was in Texas, but I was so far away. So let's see how far it is from Houston to Abilene, Texas. And then I'm going to close this one out. Oh, it's 5 hours. It's like 6 hours from Houston to Abilene, Texas. 5 hours. 5 hours and 58 minutes. Oh, let me do the Little Rascals in the Titanic. $19.55, and then the Titanic. Didn't it go down in the 20s or something? Oh, that's horrible. Okay, so I'm so bad at this. So 1912. So yeah, I'm 1922. Our gang shorts that ran from 1922 to 1938. Oh, okay, so I am right. Okay, yeah. So the Little Rascals was part of the some of the kids that were left from the Titanic. So that's it. Like they were wealthy. Some of the people were wealthy. Y'all understand? Like they already had money. So anyway, that is it. That is it for me. Um, yeah, because the next show is just like it's so much evidence. It's just evidence upon evidence upon evidence. So it's like now you can stop. You can stop and grow up because some of this is just not your business. Like we actually still need help. And no, I don't think I went to my grandmother's funeral, my great grandmother's funeral, which is Billy's mother. I didn't go to Johnny Shields' funeral either. I didn't go to hers either. So it's like they always repeat the same thing for us since they always got the information. So they're like, no, she don't need to go. So I didn't go to my great grandmother's funeral either. So anyway, have a great day.